Hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with the 24 books 2024, and this is the last of the 8 I did in one day. Yes, actually managed to do it. And secondly, I will save the best for last. Oh, trust me. Oh, critic charms, little hands rubbing for this one. Oh, I'm gonna go through this one. Anyway, now, first of all, can I say, if there's a Disney film I could be considered an expert in, it's Beauty and the Beast. I can quote Beauty and the Beast. I am a trivia goddess for Beauty and the Beast. Okay, it's my favorite Disney film. That and Mulan, because Mulan has a kill count, by the way. So, and Mulan is bloody cool. Not the live action, okay? Trust me, I did not like the live actions on either Beauty and the Beast nor Mulan. Interesting though, the only thing I liked about Beauty and the Beast was Gaston and the Foo, because they got the assignment. I absolutely like. No, I don't even like Josh Gad. No, I like Josh Gad. I hate Olaf. I have an unreserved hatred for Olaf. However, I love Josh Gad as LeFou. He did a great job in that because LeFou actually breaks the curse. When LeFou is going into the castle at the end, and he's like, this looks really familiar. He says Miss Potts. Basically, LeFou is actually breaking his own curse. He's the one that turns around and starts defending the actual um, household, right? Because he's waking up from this. LeFou basically breaks his own curse, right? So anyway, so there's any bits I didn't like about the live action. I didn't like the costumes. Okay, it's like, oh my god, Belle's dress was so boring. Okay, I mean, that's the wow factor. You expect that in a Disney film. Okay, where's the wow factor? The only thing you got from that version of Beauty and the Beast, okay, especially Belle, was that Emma Watson's playing her. You know, oh look, oh yes, Belle's. I'm basically creating the first ever feminist Disney princess, and I'm like, yeah, no, okay, but whatever. Anyway, this is from the Twisted Tales series. This is by Liz Bramwell. Sorry, Brasswell. Liz Brasswell. My apologies. A Tale as Old as Time. Here you go. What if Belle's mother cursed the beast? Okay, interesting premise. Oh, we're gonna go through this. Okay, as old as time, unravel the dark secrets surrounding the beast curse and its intriguing tale. Trapped in a castle with a terrifying beast, Belle learns as much more to the her angry captor when she touches the enchanted rose. Suddenly her mind is flooded with images of her mother, a woman Belle hardly remembers. Stranger still, Belle realizes her mother is none other than the beautiful Enchantress who cursed the beast, his castle, and all his staff. Stunned and confused by this revelation, Belle and the Beast must work together to unravel years of mystery. Okay, so a twisted tale, a point in the series where the series diverges. And this is a very interesting world. Now, one thing is this is the whole kind of how old was the Beast? Because in the 21st year, which meant if you watch the actual Enchanted Christmas, it actually shows the Beast being an adolescent, right? So you kind of go with 10 years being rusted and making him 11 years old, okay? No, he is actually 11. He's cursed on his 11th birthday. Okay, so yes, you have until the eve of your 21st birthday to become as beautiful on the inside as you were on the outside. If you do not learn to love another or be loved in return, by the time the last petal falls of this rose, your castle and all within will be cursed and forgotten forever. So the curse happens, the enchantress comes in, curses the beast, has a powerful spell on the castle and all who live there. Right, we know the story. This is more interesting, okay, because obviously Rosalind, okay, or Rosaline, I'm gonna go with Rosalind, was magical. She's the enchantress, she's Belle's mother, okay. And this is a world, okay, where the Charlemagnes, okay, which are the magical folk, kind of go hand in hand with the, well, okay, I don't want to use some humans, okay, the non-magical, okay. So this bit here, right, and also there's a character here, Frederick, okay, who comes in. He's Monsieur the Ark. Now, Michelle the Ark is the head of the asylum. Now, to make this more of a joy, okay, is I imagine Tony J doing this. Now, I'm a big fan of Tony J. Now, for those who actually watch Beauty and the Beast, this is the thing. Tony J, he was Michelle the Ark, the head of the asylum, okay? That was his audition. He came in, he recorded his one was more like menacing and one more mysterious science theatre, that's what he called it, and they realised that they had what they needed in the audition. So literally, it was like they called him and like, well, cut him a check, like, well done, Tony. easiest job of your life. The audition's good enough. And also, a couple of years later, he played Judge Claude Frollo in Hunchback of Notre Dame, and there's a lot of that in this. Okay, basically, Michel d'Arc and Judge Claude Frollo are very, very hand in hand. How Michel d'Arc, basically, he's enchanted, he can see the future, but he now is on the side of evil, now actually capturing his own people. He actually stripped his own magic, and now he locks people up into an asylum because they're different and they're wrong, to strip them of their own magic, basically torture them. Right. Well, where's Belle's mother been for the last 10 years? Is that she was captured and she was tortured. Yeah, yes, I might have to put a trigger warning at the start of this. Yes, it's kind of like, I never thought much about the Enchantress because she cursed a child, incidentally. However, the whole kind of, oh, by the way, and the last decade, she actually cast a spell that everyone would forget her. Even, basically, Belle doesn't remember her mother's name, right? And but the thing is, then she was abducted and tortured, and so yeah, I do actually feel really bad about that. But however, the Enchantress, Rosalind, she messed up badly, and she acknowledges that she did. Okay, right, here you go. You can hardly blame the normal ones like you, Frederick said with bitterness. Here these people who have power and can do things that you can't. There's no control over their behaviours, and nothing palace guards or people with muskets can do about it. We, I suppose, need to be controlled or made less dangerous. Right. There's a character here, Alaric, who actually winds up, he's non-magical, but he's an ally to them, and he's actually marries Miss Potts. Miss Potts gains a name in this. Her name is Beatrice. Okay, so Alaric, Beatrice, Charles, ABC. Yeah, I got that. Okay, so yes, so it's all going on. Okay, of course, and of course. In this, Belle is, of course, she's an outcast. She's the only person wearing blue during the Belle sequence. And yes, so you notice these things. And yeah, I've mentioned the commentary. But the thing is, you kind of get to see more Belle in this. And can I say right now, okay, okay, I love Belle. Belle's my favourite Disney princess. I adore Paige O'Hara. Belle was the only Disney princess with hazel eyes, incidentally. Belle, this is a trait Paige O'Hara has. She always fiddling with her hair. That's a trait they gave Belle, playing with her hair constantly, which is what I do. And I have hazel eyes as well. So naturally, and loves books. Naturally, I felt a kinship with Belle since I was 10 years old watching that in the cinema. So here you go. Right. But Belle is walking through town doing basically the Belle sequence, if you do, right. No one, right. None of them thought she was good enough for Gaston, the town's favourite son, the most handsome boy, with the bluest eyes and best physique, the best shot with a gun. No one ever asked if he was good enough for her. That was the way the townspeople were. On the other hand, they had done nothing but gossip endlessly about Belle and her father. How odd they were, how odd she was, always reading, no friends, no suitors. Right. How Maurice really came to the pub for a drink, how he didn't have a respectable trade, how his wife had disappeared. Right. So, but the thing is this, okay, of course, Belle wants to venture in the great white somewhere. Yeah, that one. Okay, and then the prize, and if it were a big one, maybe she could convince him to move to a bigger city. Maybe even the one he'd sometimes talked about, where they lived when she was a baby. Their father could spend his time eventing, trying to eke out a living for himself and his daughter. My country folk thought he was mad. And then Belle could have all the books she wanted, and no one would look at her as being odd, not in a city full of odd people. Right. And maybe some rich member of the nobility would see his adventure for the genius he was and sponsor him, take him and Belle away like a fairy godmother, and whisk them into academic science and people just like them. Okay, so Belle's academic and people and sciences, okay, reading fairy stories, but hey. So, yes, that's her world. She talks to Kay about the Masters, Kay, about Galileo and things like that, but she reads glorified storybooks, incidentally. Right. But when it flashes back, okay, to the past, this goes back and forth in time, trying to get to a certain point, okay? Okay, with this constant back and forth. Now, what Liz is trying to do, the author of this book, is that she's trying to fill in holes that people have speculated about for years. Like, who the hell is Chip Potts' father? Who was Mrs. Potts married to? Is he gone? Where is he gone? That kind of thing, which is actually quite commendable, but at the same time, I never even, is someone, okay, who loves Beauty and the Beast as much as I do, even bother to ponder it, and it really kind of drags the story. This is a really, really long book. I could have had a third actually knocked out of it. When like little things, okay, when they're flashing back, and it turns out that Ulrich, okay, or Alaric is suddenly with Frederick or Monsieur de Arc, and they're together, and he's saying, okay, well, the new master of the royal stables, okay, um, is now Ulrich, and also there's a head maid there in the castle, soon to be a housekeeper, Mrs. Potts. So that's when Ulrich goes to the castle. He meets Mrs. Potts, and they've been chipped into this world, right? Absolutely. But of course, everything goes on as it should. Belle winds up at the castle. So when it cuts back to it, Belle is finding Beast in the dungeon, right? And then she actually meets the Beast, right? Desperate parts of the creature didn't belong together were combined in one horrible body, a monstrous clawed foot bigger than a bear or a lion, a narrow waist, a massive chest, and even a massive neck, thick matted brown hair, a cloak. It wore a ragged purple cloak with a gold pin clasped at its neck, torn blue trousers hung in tattered down legs like a giant dog. Had the face the size of an oven, a shiny black nose flaring and wet, tusks protruded out of its skull like a mistake, startling blue eyes with intelligence behind them. Right. So that's when she makes the actual um say, yes, I will stay, you have my word. And then it flashes back again to the past, and once again Rosalind is her magic is being erased, okay? The people being hunted down, and she decides to do something about it. Okay. Yeah, she starts to do something about it, and how she does it is not particularly that brilliant, but hey, once again, the whole kind of flashing back and forth. Right, here you go. And this is when Kate actually goes to the king and queen to try to plead to bless the royal child, okay, the prince, who's just been born. There wasn't right into the christening. And it's bit here, right? These are modern times. We appreciate your sentiment, allow your presence and a respect for ancient traditions, but your blessings no more than words, your charm more than meaningless well wishing. Right. Was instead hard at the king, trying not to show how taken aback she was. In this kingdom, the last refuge of ancient traditions as Les Charlemagne's, okay? Matters being forced out of the world entirely, she shivered, was this really the end? So she goes there to intercede on her people's behalf, and they basically tell her to leave. Your presentation's over, leave Enchantress. And that's when she um, starts to formulate the plan. Okay, well, the king or queen, I'm going to have to try to do something, okay, about the boy, okay, about the son. And then it flashes back to the actual story of Beauty and the Beast. And there's one bit here that I do need to point out because this caught my attention, okay? It's when Belle's on the floor crying because she's saying goodbye to Papa. And when the Beast says, I'll show you to your room, and she says, my room, but I thought, and there's a bit here, a line, just one line I want to point out. You want to stay in the tower? The Beast growled at her impatiently. No, of course not. Then follow me. That's a correction of an error. Now, in the original Beauty and the Beast says, you wanna stay in the tower? That was actually an editing mistake, but it fit so perfectly because the Beast is actually talking to someone for the first time in a veiled time, an actual human, and he falls over. He's like, you wanna stay in the tower? He's like, no. Then follow me. It was corrected for the Blu-ray to you wanna stay in the tower. However, people complained about it quite vocally because it destroyed an aspect of the Beast's character, so it was put back again. So yeah, actually no, it was for the DVD and it was put back. Okay, so there's more than one version now. So yes, so but this is you want to with actual emphasis in italics. You want to in italics, which hey, you're talking to someone who knows Beauty and the Beast. Okay, I picked up on that quite quickly. Here you go. So, and then after meeting the Beast, okay, and then knock on the door, it's the servants, it's Miss Potts, okay, and Chip. Finally, it hits Belle. Oh, yeah, this place is magic. This place is magic, okay? Yeah, it kind of takes a little while to get there, honey, but still, yes, you're in a magical castle. Yes, here you go. And this bit here, magic. Belle suddenly realised must have a lot to do with why I've never heard of this place. Magic was real. It was a thing not confined to German fantasies about the Black Forest, ancient stories involving giants and golems. So the castle full of magic, completely hidden from the outside world. and so close to the normal, boring little place where she had grown up. Right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You're in enchanted castles, really. You're in an enchanted castle. And then, though, when you flash back to Belle's childhood, now there's a reason why I don't like Belle. Not because okay, she screws up massively, okay? There's a reason why I don't like Belle. Is Belle is awful to people around her. She absolutely is, okay? Like there's a bit where she's young, okay? She's moved to this part of the area, okay? She's settling in. She gets knocked on the door, okay, from the free. Now the known as Devin Betts, okay? That's what their official name is, right? And here you go. So they knock on Belle's door to basically befriend her, okay? And Belle's screaming at that she doesn't want to have friends, okay? That she doesn't want to be friends with these people, right? And she basically screams out, I don't want friends. But we don't want to be friends with her anyway. Can expect a chat of a voice, probably Lorette's. We're here because Mama and La Petite said to for charity. Right. Here you go. Belle threw herself back down on the bed with a sort of finality. I don't want friends. Right. And the thing is, it's like, try not to weep at the girl's callous statement. Now, previously had met them and she was quite talkative to them. But she decided, okay, that I don't want to be friends with them, right? Because she dismisses them, even though originally they were quite polite to her. It's like, so little town is quite a village. It's like, yeah, during that Belle song, everyone is going about their day because they've got a job to do. They won't indulge Belle talking to Kay about her book and her fantasies and that kind of stuff because they actually have jobs. Belle doesn't have a job that we see, okay? And in the actual remake, well, she's the inventor, but that's not the point. Belle is just horrible to these people. Then it's like, why do I want to be friends with them? And then she can't complain when later on, okay, they're not friends with her. Nah, okay? And when it flashes once again back to Belle actually being born, okay, and Belle's christening, Frederick the Ark, okay, Monsieur the Ark, yes, Tony J kicking in again because I love him so much. Okay, hey, you've heard Hellfire. You can't say, okay, that's not a great song. God, that's a great song. Anyway, here we are. Because you are a friend and because she's innocent, what do you mean by innocent, Monsieur Adelise, no, Fae folk, demanded with Finny Valdescart. You know precisely what I mean, Frederick said. The child has no powers whatsoever, she is pure. Right. Please listen, I saw a future. You have to go, Rosalind. Frederick said bluntly. Listen to your friends, get out. The fever will spread. They'll be able to leave because of quarantine. As we get out of control, they will look for someone to blame. They will come here. She never had revealed herself to the king and queen. That was a foolish move. Right. Right, yeah. Which is true. It's how a target on their backs. When the king and queen are going to die of plague, they're going to start blaming the enchantements. And then Frederick's now on like a purge, if you will, to get rid of them. Okay? But then, after the Be Our Guest segment, that's actually in this book, okay? This, okay, if I didn't like Belle, okay, at all, I'm gonna hate her now for what she did. So she was told, okay, not to go up to the West Wing. Go anywhere you like, apart from the West Wing, right? And even, so she decides to ignore the servants, Lumiere and Cogsworth, walk straight up the stairs whilst they're in tow. She's basically sweeps past them, okay? Right, here we are. Why did no one want her going into the West Wing? She started climbing the stairs. Lumiere looked stricken. Please don't go, the master asked. I only gave my word to stay, nothing else, Belle repeated firmly. Nothing will stop her from satisfying her curiosity about the most interesting thing that had ever happened to her. Oh yeah, so she's compelled to go up to the West Wing, okay? And when it starts off, okay, with at this time, flashing back to the past, okay, with the plague, okay, hitting France, hitting this area, okay, quite badly, right? In the end, the Enchantress, Rosalind, is actually summoned to the castle, and when she mentions Ulrich Potts, okay, she actually asks about the stable master, right? And this bit here, right? Which is your stable master? He's no friend of my husband's. Who? Stable master Ulrich Potts. We haven't seen him since you barricaded your gates and hid yourself in the castle with your trusted servants, bidding them to leave. Oh, the horse fellow, he's gone, disappeared, just up and left when things grew tough, I assume. Ran away from his family and the quarantine. Right. If he is dead, and it isn't of the plague. They haven't found his body, the queen added. I should hope he is dead. The prince is being inconsolable without his daily ride. Or he does cry about his horse. Servants never consider the consequence of their actions, just how it affects them. Right. Yeah, no, Alec Potts, no, subplot to him. What happens to him? Okay, yeah, here's a subplot to Alec Potts. Right. So, and the fate of Alec Potts, because Alec Potts being an ally to the Enchantress, well, hey, he had a target on his back too. Think about that. So, flashing back to the actual Beauty and the Beast, right, is once again the author's trying to correct what people assume to be an error. Okay, now there's a bit at the beginning of the film where the Beast scratches his portrait. Okay, it turns out no. Okay, here you go. For very deliberate clause had to done this, Belle reached forward without thinking and tried to reposition the two large remaining pieces like a puzzle to see the subject was seemed to be a very young man with piercing blue eyes and would look like royal clothes. Now that's a picture of the beast at 21 at its final transformation. But no, it turns out that that picture actually ages with the beast, how to show how he would have looked. So the beast being stuck in this form for the past 10 years, if I had to look at this picture, which he slashed, incidentally, because it was him actually aging. A bit like the picture of Dorian Gray, if you will, okay? Instead of showing again his wickedness, it's showing his true self under. Right. Absolutely. But then, of course, if you're going to do something, Belle, yes, in a title actually called Curiosity Killed the Beast. Oh, yeah, Curiosity really killed the beast. God, I hate you, Belle. No, I hate Belle in this story. What Belle does, remember that bit in Beauty and the Beast, okay, where Belle goes up to the West Wing and then she lifts the glass dome over the enchanted rose, okay? And then she goes to touch it and the beast suddenly appears and then the beast puts the dome back and goes a bit mad at Belle. Belle runs away, fighting the forest with the wolves, and then after that become friends. Okay. Not this time. Not this time. The mirror lay ignored on the table. She reached out her hand and carefully lifted the glass cloche up by its top. The rose did not fall as she expected, nor were there invisible strings of wires connecting it to the glass. Still, it floated glittering and twirling slowly above a small pile of petals that had already fallen. Belle reached out to touch it. No. Right. But it had been a silence a moment earlier, and that was all rumbles and roars, suddenly and terrifying. The beast rushed at her with all fours. Belle couldn't quite focus on him. She had to know how the trick worked. She grabbed the rose. She gets a flash of her mother, the Enchantress, okay? And then the beast, he's not turning back because the last petal's fallen. He's stuck. He's absolutely stuck. Yeah. She's condemned the servants. She's condemned the castle. Which, by the way, in this version, okay, has been surrounded by cobwebs, which is going to cover up eventually. And the servants are going to turn, no matter what, they're going to turn solid objects. They're not just stuck in this, okay, stuck as servants. They're going to turn into objects, like in the musical. That's on the musical. Oh, and also the live action Disney film as well. Okay, so here you go. Belle, under her look and the light of the moon, the rose began to fall apart. The petals fell and shifted into glittering red sand that disappeared before it hit the ground. The stem dissolved inch by inch until there was nothing left, and the beast howled in despair. Yeah, absolutely howled in despair. And when after the beast rescues her from the wolves, and Belle gets him back to the castle. By the way, how that's done in this case is that Philippe actually bends down, she manages to drag him on, okay? That's actually how it's done. Before he regains consciousness, she chains him up. She actually ties him up so he doesn't hurt her. Right. Yeah. She ties him up. Yep. That's nice. Here you go. And the beast is furious at this because obviously now he's stuck in his beast form. He's not going to turn back. And now his servants are condemned to become solid objects. Right. Here you go. Her rationalization towards this is, I'm very sorry for what I did, Belle said more gently, but I didn't like you were going to break the curse on your own. Most of the petals already fallen, isn't it? It was very close to your 21st birthday, so unless you were going to somehow make me fall in love with you, I don't know, a month or less, it was over already. Right. The beast looked away, possibly in embarrassment. Right. And when Belle asks, what did my mother, the Enchantress, do to curse you? okay? She's like, I was 11 years old, he would. What could I have done? Belle was silent for a moment. He had a point. The boy in the vision seemed in truth a terrified little human being, but he was still a boy. Also a prince, apparently. Right. And what was Enchantress, her mother said? There's no love in your heart at all, Prince. It's like your parents. Yeah, absolutely. Love in your heart, okay? Apart from your parents. But in all this, of course, Belle and the Beast have got a bond. They've got to get to know each other. And by the way, oh, yeah, now, I can't remember, okay, it wasn't indicated being tortured toward the end of her life, okay, having their magic stripped away. However, when you find out what the Beast was like as a child, and you think he was cursed, this was what, sorry, this was what the Beast was like as a child. This bit here, okay, right. Oh, I had to take a break, by the way, now the light's on, because my battery started to run low. So, yes, well, let's get it's like 5%, so quickly recharge it. Now 35%, so I've got time to actually do this review. So, when I told okay about what the Beast was like as a child, okay, it's this bit here, okay, it's, like, this bit of Alvic pots, okay, or Alavic pots, right, and, this bit here. My parents said it was my fault. They said I was too nice to him, and now he was leaving us and his family for a new life, the way his type always did when they had little gold. A terrible thing to say to a child. I did sneak him coins, the beast admitted, and little treasures, just like I sneak carrots and sugar to the horses. I didn't think I was hurting anyone. This was a child with no love in his heart. Okay? Then the kind of dawns on Belle, hold on, Alvic Potts was human. Miss Potts, Lumiere, Cogsworth, they were all human? Yeah, absolutely. And then even Belle turns around again and points out, hold on. So, all these people turned into what they are because of your curse. Yes, the entire castle was enchanted, he said. A mother turned an entire castle of people into furniture when she was punishing you? Yeah. So, and Belle's like, oh, that's a little bit extreme. That's really, really extreme, yeah. Absolutely. So, and then further along, okay, when Beast and the Belle decided to cook dinner together, because obviously it's been a servant's job for the last 10 years. And, okay, Belle is all, oh, hold on. You were just saying these servants have been waiting on you, hand and foot all their lives. And the last 10 years, they haven't even been human for it. I still serve you, make you dinner, clean the castle, all while there's spoons and mops and teacups and whatever. Maybe they are the only these things because of your curse. Maybe it's time you ease up on them a little, huh? Right. Because the beast doesn't know how to make dinner, okay? He doesn't know how to cook. He's a prince, for God's sake. So, Belle and the Beast cook dinner together. Yeah, that's their thing. That is their thing. And when they are going through the motions, okay, of actually going through all these books in the library, trying to find actual documentation that went before, trying to find obviously Belle's mother's name, everything else. And there's a little reference here that I did pick up on, okay, is right, this bit here. Have you ever heard of Gerard Francois Gerard, Amy Dupree, Christophe Lambert? Werewolf, Lumia said immediately. Several other people around the table nodded. I want a drinker. So basically, the enchantments actually were part of the castle. They often passed through the castle. They were quite common to the ground. But Christophe Lambert, werewolf. Christophe Lambert or Christopher Lambert is the dude who played Highlander. Just a reference. Want to throw it in there, okay? Discuss some more, okay, what the Enchantress did to the beast. Yeah, because this is like you really need to kind of uncover, okay? And it turns out that we mourned for a year as was customary. The night it was time for my coronation. The night before, my mother showed up and turned you into a beast. Turned me into, well, you and your mother think I was well on my way to becoming one all on my own. As a favourite was to do this to an 11-year-old boy, why would she come the night before my coronation? She was testing me to see if I would be a terrible ruler as my parents, and I failed that test. Right, yeah. What test? He was 11. He was 11. And then when it comes to this, the beast's name. Now, the beast's name, as we speculated for a very long time, now back in the 90s, the Disney company introduced a game called The D Show. Okay? Now, in this, one of the questions was, what is the beast's name in Beauty and the Beast? Remember, this is a Disney IP. It was a Disney game. The actual answer is Adam. Now, fandom and the fans took that and ran with it once that was announced, okay? Paige O'Hara has actually said his name in interviews, such as other members of staff, so member of cast. Even in the live action, the Beast was referred to as Adam, okay? That's his name. Canonically is Adam. Wikipedia has his name as Adam. His name is Prince Adam, okay? And when Belle and the Beast go to the Beast's parents' graves, okay, right, the King and Queen, this, right. I used to have a real name before this. What was it? Doesn't matter now, says shaking his head. Even if I turn back into a person, I'll never be that person again. Right, here you go. Oh, it's not bad, the Beast said quietly, putting his paw on top of her hand to comfort her. No, not all change is bad. You're making me realise that. Right. Yeah. You couldn't just say his name is Adam, please? Okay. And then, okay, Alric Potts' body turns up in the stables. Alric Potts, Mrs. Potts' husband, Chip's father, was murdered. And his body is, the Beast starts sniffing in the stables and uncovers his corpse, his skeleton. Right. And in the end, they actually track down Alric Potts' diary, okay, where he mentions his wife Beatrice. And listen to this. April the 3rd, today I'm a father. Charlemagne Alistair Potts, born healthy and screaming, is a wee head off this morning. B is fine and healthy as one of my horses. Just think, someday him and M's little lass could meet. I like older women. Maybe my little Charles will too. She looked at the Beast expectantly. He looked, as usual, confused. Chip, he said. Charles is Chip. Right. Would have been the same age, almost, she said impatiently. He's 5 now, 5 forever. He was 5 at the time of the curse. He would only really be a few years younger than I am if he aged normally, if he wasn't a teacup. Oh, yes, he would be 15, made my answer, unless he left to seek his fortune. He never got to do that. Okay, once again, I'm flashing back to the Enchanted Christmas, where you see a baby. You see baby Chip. In the live action, you see baby Chip. Okay, the live action I couldn't stand, incidentally. Okay, you only see Chip from the back. In the actual proper animated film, when Chip grows up, he is 10. However, in this, Chip is 5. He's been 5 for the last 10 years. So basically, the Beast has aged to approaching 21, but little Chip hasn't. So was that a factor of the curse? That's just to throw it out there. There's so much ambiguity here of Chip's actual age, if the Enchanted Christmas is considered canon or not. Has all the voice artists? Yes, it is. So that's Chip's name. Right, and Chip is 5 and stuck permanently at 5. Where's the fairness in that, Enchantress? Where's the fairness in that? So, in the end, what happens is, breaking it down, Belle decides to go back to the her town, because it turns out Monsieur Levi, who owned the bookshop, okay, on all this, Belle and the Beast, she actually reads them a bedtime story. She reads them Jack and the Beanstalk, yes, because that's actually in the opening of Belle. I speak the most wonderful story about a beanstalk and an ogre. That's nice. Marie, the baguettes, hurry up. Right, so she reads him Jack and the Beanstalk. This is a woman who's such an intellect, okay. And, but the thing is, in this, the Beast has been a bit lonely, okay. Whilst Belle goes back to Paris to find Monsieur Levi, who actually owns the bookshop, it turns out to be L'Enchantement. He's immortal, his bookshop goes where he is, it's magical, the bookshop's magical. Okay, so, are we on the same page? And then, this is a good almost 100 pages to the end. The curse on the servants comes into effect, okay? And the Beast realises that he's all alone. He's absolutely all alone, okay? Attention, the Prince Bello, trying to remember his father and Cosworth and the old captain of the guard, trying to sound empowered, not entitled. No one of them moved. A so creepy sense of horror crawled up the prince's spine, and he's not accustomed to being scared. Right. Unsure why it took his legs so long to move, he shuffled over to the closest suit. Reluctantly, delicately, he tapped at its helmet with his single ivory claw. The helmet tipped and crashed to the floor, rolling and bouncing like the loudest thing in the world. So everyone has turned into their furniture form permanently. Okay? Whilst this is going on, Belle has been abducted because Gaston has made a deal with Monsieur d'Arc. If I get Belle, she will marry me, kind of thing. Right, that's the deal. right? And so in the end, right, okay, it's Belle who's been abducted by Monsieur d'Arc. She actually meets with her mother again. And in this, the Beast goes to the town. The Beast goes into the pub, the tavern where the song Gaston took place. And, okay, the Beast finally and Gaston actually meet face to face. Obviously not at the battle, okay, the mob battle, okay. I don't understand, said the man. The Beast finally began to understand was Gaston. Though he had only seen the hunter from a distance, he now recognised his scent. It was the killer and the wedding ambusher, who were far much too much of the cologne. His hands and face was pale. Jack was supposed to capture Maurice so Belle would marry me. That was the thing. So Maurice is captured to get Belle, but then Belle winds up getting captured too. That's what happens. Very kind of convoluted. Very kind of convoluted. So whenever all the villagers are freaking out at the Beast while he's asking them to help, okay, well, we need to basically get Belle out of there, right? The Beast does this. I could not believe the Beast was doing this, by the way, right? The Beast thought desperately, what could he do? What could a princely beast do who couldn't order or assist these men or charm them with wit the way Belle might have? Suddenly he knew, beg. Yes, another thing he had never done before. He knelt down at the floor, he looked up at the crowd beseechingly. Agaston in particular, whose eye colour he realised was actually not that far from his own. Whatever you like to me after you rescue Belle, I swear on my honour I will let you. Lock me up, kill me, what have you. I will turn myself in. Please just help me get her free first. Okay? So, Gaston, the Beast, and the mob storm the asylum, okay? Right. Also, that's also a line for further up Beauty and the Beast, okay? When Belle refuses to go to dinner and the Beast is like, what do you want me to do, beg? This says to the mirror, show me the girl, okay? That's the thing. So he actually begs because he alluded to that in the original, okay? So, hey, when I say I know my Beauty and the Beast, I know my Beauty and the Beast, okay? Right. So, okay, Belle and Rosaline, the Enchantress, finally meet for the first time in 20 years, okay? And, 10 years. She looked 20 years older than Belle's papa. Scars and lines crossed her face like an ancient field, once watered with canals and streams are now dry. Her permanently white hair was filthy and tangled and matted with old dry blood. But, Mama, so basically it's kind of like, I can be dismissive of the Enchantress because she really made a bad mistake, but she's been tortured, okay, for like the last 10 years, sorry. So, yeah, now I can't hate her. Yes, Stoneheart's my problem. Right. So, basically, the villagers, the mob, okay, who basically Belle dismissed, okay, but hey, they're all ready to go, okay, to freedom. Turns out that LeFou has an aunt, Frou, who was also taken away because she was alert enchantment, right? And now he's looking for her, right? So, and when they finally free the Fae folk, when they finally corner Dark, okay, right, here you go, right. The beast is out of war and cuffed his prey to the side of his head to silence him. No, Belle said, loudly and firmly. Stop. The beast growled. If you kill him, I'll make you a murderer, and you aren't a murderer or a beast. Okay? Right, come back to me. Come back to me. I know you're there. Please come back. Please, for me. So, that gets through to the beast to become more bestial, okay, as it's going further along, and lets him go. But the thing is it's Gaston who kills Monsieur d'Arc. He stabs him. He kills him, right? And here we are. Even I couldn't believe this, okay? So this is a twist. Yeah, I'll give it some respect for this twist. Right. Here you go. Blood began to pour out of his stomach onto his shirt. He fell forward, revealing Gaston's dripping hunting machete. I found LeFou's aunts sitting in their own foul sheets. Gaston growled into the dying man's ears as he slumped. Right. And it ends with him basically saying, I vanquished the villain who'd been preying on this town and innocent loonies. Come, lock this beast, and we agreed to put an end to it. Right. But no one would have said anything. Even the escaped patients and one of the townspeople were shocked into silence, seeing the very captors had violently dispatched in front of their very eyes. There's only one way to end this terrible story on a somber note. Let's make this most romantic, happy ever after ever. Belle, will you marry me? Right. And Belle absolutely refused. Belle says no. Okay, and everyone says, even the other villagers, okay, like, dude, what is your problem? She said no. What are you playing at? Okay, this is not the time. And actually, they all turn it on Gaston, who just killed Michel Diarc, who's been torturing faith folk for a very, very long time. People who are just a little bit kooky, okay? And Gaston's excuse is, Diarc had to die. I had to kill him. Don't you see? He was a sick man, a murderer. Someone had to do it. Someone, Gaston, the butcher said, a judge, a court of law, an executioner. Or maybe he would have been sentenced to rot in his own prison, not you. Right. But, yeah, it's like, hold on, they will turn on Gaston. They will turn on Gaston. But the thing is this, Rosalind's magic has been erased. Okay, not much left. But, she can't turn the beast back to his human form. But she can turn the servants back. And let Chip actually hit 6, by the way, because he hasn't been for a very, very long time. Right. Here you go. Can you turn them... Oh, right. Right. Can you turn them back? Wasn't lips thin as you thought? No, only have enough magic left to undo part of the curse. If I release you from it, there'd be nothing left to help them with. Right. If you don't turn me back, could you help them? All of them. So... And, Beast is like, yeah, just feed my servants. Just absolutely feed my servants. Let them live their best life. And the beast is trapped as the beast. Prince Adam is trapped in his beast form. And now Belle and the beast and, well, Adam, okay, they're going to go explore the world, try to find more fae folk to actually turn him human. Okay? This is so ridiculous. And also, when you flash back to the prince as a young man, doesn't he appear that bad? Essentially, the Enchantress wasn't like came in with her own judgments and cursed him, even though he did absolutely nothing wrong. You know, at his coronation, he had a year of mourning. It was the day of his coronation, okay, his 11th birthday, and the day before, and she cursed him, even though he did nothing wrong. And also, even though he was slightly spoiled, he was such a nice kid, okay, that when he was turned into a beast, he freed his horses, okay, because he loved them so much, so he let them run free. Yeah, that's really the sight of a monster, isn't it? Okay, of someone who's a beast. When basically in this, the beast isn't that bad. It's not even bad in beast form. The only time McKay really shows anger, even though he yells a lot, but you know, under circumstances it was kind of justified, is when Belle essentially just ruined his life again by grabbing the rose. Yeah, as the IPs go, as a twist on IPs is really different. However, I didn't like this Belle. This was a woman again who was so dismissive of the other townsfolk, okay? Called them little towns, quiet village, little people, called them little people. However, they were the one, okay, who stormed in, okay, and saved her life. She was the one, okay, when the Bimbets, when they were young, wanted to be her friend, turned around, okay, and screamed, I don't want to be your friend, kind of thing. Right. Yeah. So, overall, I like the twist in some ways, okay, but it's like, why are you wasting time again? Oh, it was. Why are you wasting time on all these flashbacks? Why are you showing me Maurice's story? This is Maurice's story. Is really that interesting? No, he's not. The Tale's Old as Time, Twisted Tale by Liz Brasswell. This is the last of the 24 books of 2024. I'm signing off here. Bye now.